And the camera will never be able to show the true beauty that I see with my own eyes. You'll never be able to see truly what I'm seeing if you look at it through the screen. But if you go outside, if you go to your local park, if you go and find a place where there's no one else around, no voices, no cars, just you, the birds, and the trees, you will see something so magnificent if you pay attention. Good morning, gang. I've woken up today feeling achy and in pain and tired, and like my body is just energetically done. And I've sat and I've journaled and I've tried to pull myself into a higher frequency, and it feels harder today. It really does. It feels like I'm clawing instead of just rising. And I sat and I did my morning pages, and then I kind of rolled over in bed and I gazed up at the door and I started to laugh. Let me show you why. This is the first time I've noticed this bag since staying in this apartment. Honestly, the universe has such a sense of humor. How is that the first time I've seen that bag? I've been here like 2-3 days already. And it's just a reminder that if gratitude's not working, if visualization isn't working, laughter will always work. Just find something to laugh at. Even if you just go on Instagram to scroll at all the stupid memes and laugh your head off, laughter is so high vibrational. Laughter is so joyful. Laughter is medicine. So thank you, universe, for delivering me a dose of medicine this morning on day 5. Can you believe it? Day 5 of my 30 Days of Joy challenge. For those of you who've been joining me along the way, welcome. Thank you. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, my name is Joy. This is the Art of Light Love. And for the next 25 days, because it's already been 5 days, I will be only allowing myself to exist in a state of bliss and joy. If I have any quote unquote negative, although nothing is negative or bad in this universe, emotions, I will be setting a timer, 5 minutes or so, to allow myself, my body to express them. But then I will be bringing myself back up into a state of joy. And I was talking to my friend the other day who watched my first video, because I only posted it yesterday. And we were going back and forth about like my beliefs, his perspective on the challenge. And we came to the understanding that the word joy may not be super accurate in terms of what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, I just seen that the 2 bags on either side of my head because of the mirror. I love my life, honestly. Universe. Joy is the word that I'm using to explain that I am basically raising my vibration. Like, if joy isn't what resonates with you and you want to do your own challenge, then you can choose love, you can choose gratitude, you can choose whatever. But really, what the basics of what I am doing is, whenever I feel that my energy is lowering, whenever I feel like my vibration is slowing down, is lowering, what I am doing is I am energetically, with thought alone, with my energy alone, boosting my own energy. I am filling my cells with light in order to vibrate them at a higher rate. For those of you who are science nerds or who just remember chemistry back in the day, you'll remember that when a system is closed, what you need in order to raise the vibration or the energy or the speed of that system is some form of energy. And those 2 forms of energy are either heat or light. Both heat and light are energy sources that will raise the energetic vibration of a closed system. And so sunlight and visualizing light for me are helping me massively to boost my energy levels. And I'm still going to call it joy, because when I'm in a higher vibrational state, when I am high vibrational, I'm not high vibrationally sad, am I? I'm joyful. I'm tapping into the frequency of joy. So this is still for me 30 days of joy. I'm still pulling myself up into joy. I'm still experiencing joy and bliss for 30 days. What I'm doing is I'm raising my vibration with certain techniques, like using high vibrational frequency music, especially in public, putting on my headphones or putting on music that will get me dancing, moving my body, feeling energetically up. My friend yesterday suggested jumping. He said that joy can be kind of associated with your calves. So when you jump for joy, or when you start jumping, you're immediately bringing like yourself up into a higher state. And I tried it and it really does work. Other ways that you can raise your vibration is by eating foods that make you feel amazing. And I don't mean stuffing your face with cookies because they bring you momentary pleasure. I'm talking about foods that have life in them, foods that you sit and you eat this food and you eat it joyfully and you thank the food for becoming one with your body, and that in turn brings that high vibrational life energy force food into your being. Other ways are visualization, using the visualization of a golden light or light love, as I've been terming it, to come into my being and raise the energy of my cells, going out and standing in sunlight, going out into nature, which is what I'll be doing today, because I feel like my body very much like I stayed inside all day yesterday and it was beautiful, it was restful, but I remember like this beautiful cozy apartment is still a concrete box surrounded by other concrete boxes that have other people in them. And so I will be going out into nature. I'm so grateful that there's a forest literally 5 minutes away from this apartment. So I can just go on a hiking trail, go hug some trees, go sing in the forest, maybe record it for you guys, and boost my energy that way. These are all of the things that I've been doing every single day, and they have really, really been working. And then the one morning where I wake up and none of the techniques that I am using work, the universe brings me laughter. So thank you, universe, for laughter. Thank you for medicine. Thank you for joy. Right, time to start my day. I honestly was not going to leave the house today. I set myself all up nice and cozy in bed with a cup of tea, was editing some of my videos, and then all of a sudden the sun comes shining through the window and I just start rushing around. That's why I was just like, oh my God, the sunshine, the sun is out. I need to go and utilize this energy. And the second I stepped outside of my door, the sun went in. And it's okay because I'm joyful. Super out of breath. Ooh, it was just such a small incline. I really need to work on my health. But I'm now in the forests. Ta-da! The German forest has called me and I have answered. But yeah, it's a good reminder that we cannot always rely on our external environment to maintain our inner environment. This is the whole point of this joy challenge. Can I remain joyful even when the sun isn't shining? Can I remain joyful even when the external environment, the external situations are not super joyful? Can I hold on to my joy? Can I hold on to my inner light when there is no external light? Can I force myself to go up the house and go on a walk even when there's no sunshine? Today the answer was no. I needed the sun. Remember what I was saying this morning about light and heat being needed for, to raise the vibration of a system. I definitely needed the sunshine today to go out on this walk, but I'm out now and that's the point. The universe got me here in the end. And yeah, I'm gonna go wander around in the wilderness and see what the trees have to tell me. It honestly feels so good to breathe fresh air right now. The book that I'm reading, Inner Engineering by Sadhguru, he talks about how there is a constant exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between us and the trees happening all the time. Every time we breathe out, what we're breathing is then inhaled by the trees. And every time they breathe out, what they breathe out, we inhale. And it's something that we all know, but we never really take the time to stop and think about it. To think about the fact that this beautiful being, this wonderful creation, this cohabiter of earth, breathes in what we breathe out and breathes out what we breathe in. Thank you, tree. Even though you're probably napping because it's winter. But it's just these sorts of concepts, these things that we say and know, right? We say it all the time, you are what you eat. We say it all the time, oh yeah, the trees create oxygen. So then why do we eat shit? And why do we cut down our trees? Guys, honestly. And if you don't feel like hugging a tree, just go stand in a field or go stand in a forest and listen to the birds. Like, it always strikes me how bird song is the same wherever I go, no matter if I'm in England or in the middle of a forest in Germany. The birds sound the same, they're still singing the same tune. If you're in a concrete box, watching this on another box, and if you get in a box every day to go to work and sit in a box all day, only to leave that box, to enter a box, to get home to your box, to watch other people living their lives on the box within your box. Bro, no wonder we're all sad, man. Honestly, I always forget it when I'm sitting in my box for too long and there's trees and blue skies and fresh air 5 minutes from me, wondering why it's suddenly harder for me to find joy. It's because I've been sitting indoors for 2 days. I haven't touched a tree in 3. Like, these concepts are so simple and we all understand them and we all know them and we all recite them. And yet, how many of us do them every day? How many of us are living in an ecstatic state of bliss every single day? I feel like joy is our natural state of being. The ecstatic playfulness, the joy, the silliness of a child, that is who we are. It's who we are all meant to be. And yet, so many of us have lost that. And it's not our fault. It's not our fault. But it is our responsibility to reclaim what is ours. And so I'm going to sit down on this pot bench and I'm going to listen to the birds and I'm going to drink the tea that I brought and I'm going to read the book that I brought. And when I'm done with those, I'm going to sit in silence and meditate. And I'm going to draw in light, love, golden energy from the trees around me. And I'm going to thank them. I'm going to thank them for breathing out what I breathe in and allowing me to survive on this planet. I'm going to thank Mother Earth, the Divine Mother, the Goddess of all, for her creation, for she is creation. It's day 5 of living joyfully, of being in the frequency of joy, no matter what. And when I find, like today, that it was harder than usual, I know the medicine. Laughter first thing in the morning, nature, rest, refilling, water, nutritional food. I know the medicine. You know the medicine. You don't need to watch this series with me. You don't need to watch my journey to understand what it is that I'm doing. I don't need to preach anything to you. You already know the medicine is within you. Every time you breathe out, every time you breathe in, that's the medicine. You know, it really is so beautiful. And it reminds me of the Celestine Prophecies, that book that I mentioned in my previous video. The Celestine Prophecies, I really do recommend as a book. I won't go into it now because I want to focus on nature. But in the book, one of the things that he says is that beauty is energy. It is love. And when you look at something, especially something in nature, like even just a single leaf or a tree trunk or a flower or a petal, the more that you look at it, the more beautiful it becomes. And the more the exchange of energy between you and that thing, the more nature fills you up. And it's also echoed in Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now. And he says when you just focus on one thing at a time, and the clearer that thing becomes and the more beautiful that thing becomes, the more that you are in the now. And so I love people, if anyone was to walk by, they really would think I was a crazy wood lady. But I go up to trees and I will just stare at like one dewdrop on the twigs or one leaf, or I'll just focus on one scene, one portion of the forest. And the more that I look at it, the more beautiful it becomes. And the more beautiful it becomes, the more it glows. And the more it glows, the more energized I feel. It's almost like the energy of the beauty that I'm seeing is food for my soul. As wondrous and crazy as that sounds, it feels like, yeah, it's soul food. Go out into the woods and get yourself some soul food, guys. So I stumbled into this little bit of woodland that was off the track. It also says in the Celestine Prophecy that when you look at somewhere and it looks very beautiful to you, that's usually a sign from the universe that you should go in that direction. And so I literally was walking the path and I saw this beautiful patch of woodland, and it was almost like there was a path carved out for me, although there wasn't. And so I've walked into it and I just feel so surrounded by these beautiful trees. I just feel so held where I stand right now. Even though my feet are in trainers, it feels as if they're bare. Like I can feel the earth through my trainers. I was saying a gratitude prayer and looking upwards. And just as I finished my prayer, a drop of rain fell right on my face there. As if the trees themselves were saying that they received my thanks and also received my air. And I just feel so, yeah, I wanted to film this so that I could show myself what nature is. So that I could show myself the beauty of it. So I could show you the beauty of it. Of walking into nature and being held by the spirits, by the trees, by the woodlands, and the camera will never be able to show the true beauty that I see with my own eyes. You'll never be able to see truly what I'm seeing if you look at it through the screen. But if you go outside, if you go to your local park, if you go and find a place where there's no one else around, no voices, no cars, just you, the birds and the trees, you will see something so magnificent if you pay attention. And so I'm going to go back to being in blissful contemplation and prayer with these trees. Even as the sun goes down and it gets darker and the rain begins to pick up, it just feels so nourishing to be consuming this soul food right now.